Next up, we have the tale of Apartment 214. I like how this girl in the opening meets another kid that lives in her apartment, and the kid that she meets, one of the only things she says is like, well, there's no real kids around here to hang out with. It's kind of old people. And she's like, well, do you want to hang out sometimes? You know, like get to be friends or whatever? And the girl's like, maybe. And then just walks off. Maybe? Really? There's no other kids here and you're just gonna straight up, like you just told me that. And then I'm like, hey, you wanna play with me? And she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll think about it. I would be so offended. I'd be like, all right, you little bitch. Like, that was just straight up mean. And I thought she was gonna be more of like almost like a villain in this episode. Like she was gonna turn out to be a bad girl, a bad influence or something. And they ended up just kind of being buddies. Like she came and she offered her these tickets and they took off together and then they became like BFFs. So she's kind of snide at first, but I don't even think that's the way they intended it. I'm probably just reading into it like I always do too much, but I'm sitting there like, wow, that's messed up. But hey, kids are messed up. So yeah, she befriends this older lady, which it's always cute to see like kids and old ladies who aren't like their grandparents or anything, like such a freaking distance in age, like a 12, 14-year-old hanging out with like a 70, 80-year-old woman who like lives next door and they're like become like best friends. That's pretty rare, but when it does happen, it's endearing. It's like, oh, that's cute that they're able to breach that generation, many generations gap, and become friends. Now, I hate when people stand people up. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves ever. Like, the only true currency in this world to me is time, and don't waste my time. That's the only thing I can't get back. You waste my money, you waste all that things. I can earn more money, I can do it. But time is finite. Like you only have so much before you end up, passing on. And so it's really screwed up to waste people's time. That all being said, the punishment for her standing up this old woman is a little excessive. But granted, and I will defend both sides here, she had enough time to run back in the house or into the apartment building and tell her mother that she was going to this concert. She couldn't then go to the literal next door over. She lived in apartment 213. The old woman lived in 214. She was literally like 20 feet across. She couldn't have walked over and be like, hey, I'm actually going to go to a concert today. Sorry, I have to, break my promise. But, I don't really have any friends around here. This girl has this incredible thing. And the old woman, more than likely, would have been like, hell yeah, you should go. I doubt those are the words she would use. But she'd be like, yeah, you should go. Like, that's all right. We'll do it tomorrow. It would have been so easy. So it's lame that she didn't come. But the fact that she's like, comes back and the old woman's like crying still all night because her promise is broken. And then, she comes back in the room and the whole place is vacant. And then she's like haunting her in her dreams and giving her all sorts of, mental issues for years to come. Oh my God, you know how bad this would mess somebody up, especially a child, if you were an old lady haunting them because they supposedly did something horrible and they already felt bad for it. This is excessive. This is excessive. Like, this old woman should be like, hey man, I'm stoked I got to hang out with you at all. And then they do like the Beetlejuice thing where they become friends with the ghosts and then they move into the apartment and they're just gonna live there with the ghosts. It's not like they eradicated the ghosts and they're gonna keep the house. She kept the ghost there with her and they're gonna be like BFFs that live there. It'd be interesting to have a ghost friend in the house who you could see like a normal person and hang out with on a daily basis. And then when your friends came over, they'd be like, so what do you do around here? And be like, well, I don't know how to tell you this. So yeah, interesting there. But as I said, that's a little excessive for this. But I hate when people freaking stand you up. Is so lame to do. And I got stood up a lot when I was a kid. So it's a sensitive area for me. Okay. All right. Anyway, all right, one more. Let's do this.